Hi everyone, my name is Lea Lorenzo and today we'll be covering Chapter 5, Question E. I'll be walking us through the problem step by step and going over some key concepts of Chapter 5 in Economics 315. Here we have our problem E. For the cost function of C in terms of a given quantity of output Q equals 50 plus 4Q plus 2Q squared, the total variable cost of producing 7 units of output is A, 32, B, 102, C, 126, or D, none of the above. Before we begin, there are a few key concepts and definitions to be familiar with. You can find these definitions on page 184 of the Bay textbook, Chapter 5. So first we have total cost, which is the sum of both fixed and variable costs. Then we have fixed costs, which are costs that do not change with changes of outputs. So they remain constant within a relative range, and these include the costs of fixed inputs used in production. So some examples of that would be rent for the facility, insurance premiums, etc. Variable costs, on the other hand, are costs that do change with changes in output. So these include the cost of inputs that vary depending on the output level, such as labor, raw materials, etc. So in the short term, at any level of Q, the variable cost will change accordingly. To put it simply, our cost equation is total cost equals fixed cost, or FC, plus variable cost, or VC. This graph shows the relationship between all three terms, total cost, variable cost, and fixed costs. We see that fixed costs are constant at any level of output, while variable costs, which are what we're looking for, actually increase with levels of output. Now to help us solve our problem, we can take the algebraic cost function and break it down into parts. This way we can identify the variable cost. So here we have a quadratic function for total cost C in terms of a given quantity of output Q. Using this function layout, we can identify fixed costs, given constants, and variable costs. F is for fixed costs. F, A, and B are given constants given to us in the equation, and AQ plus BQ squared together makes up variable costs. Now we can take this cost layout and apply it to the cost function in our problem. So we have total cost given output Q equals 50 plus 4Q plus 2Q squared. So here we have 50 as the fixed costs and 4Q plus 2Q squared as the variable cost, which is what we're looking for. So to solve our problem, we isolate the total variable cost function, 4Q plus 2Q squared, and ignore the fixed costs. The question is asking for the total variable costs at 7 units of output. So we simply plug in 7 for Q and then solve. As a result, we get 126. And there's our answer. This means that at 7 units of output, the variable production cost is 126. I hope this presentation helped understand the question and the concept of variable cost. Please rate and comment, and thank you for viewing.